Getting better at basketball can feel like a long, slow process for most players. But that doesn't have to be the case with you. I'll show you how I went from scoring 13 varsity points as a sophomore in high school to 410 in my junior year. If you take this seriously, you'll start improving so fast, it feels unreal. Now the best part is, any basketball player can do this. Let's get into it! Lesson number 1. Change how you think about basketball. The other day, I was talking with one of the players I work with, and he was telling me about the current struggle he's going through with basketball. He was explaining to me that, Mark, the potential is there. I feel it inside of me that I can score more points every game. I can play better overall, but it's just not coming out. And after hearing that, I knew exactly what we needed to do. So here's what we talked about. He wanted to average 15 points per game. He's averaging about 4.5 right now. So that's a big jump. So I said, you know what? Let's make it 10. Let's have a smaller goal so then we can hit that milestone and then springboard off of it. So for the remainder of our entire conversation, we broke down his limiting beliefs. Now, the limiting beliefs are not obvious because you won't be able to see them unless you change your perspective. A single game of basketball is 32 minutes in middle school and high school. So instead of thinking of scoring all 10 points, think of scoring 1 point every 3 minutes. That's it. Now the cool part about this is if you score 1 basket, you're 6 minutes ahead of schedule. Because of course, every basket is worth 2 or 3, not just 1. This will ultimately cause you to just play more free and to not stress so much, because all it takes is just 1 make for you to get back on schedule. Now, of course, this is just one aspect of the game of basketball. Scoring isn't everything, I know that. But if you're having this problem, this will work for you. Lesson number 2. Keep it simple. Do not overcomplicate the game of basketball. Your training does not have to be complex either. Simplicity is king in basketball. My old trainer had a quote: "Basketball is easy. Getting good is hard." The great players improve because they show up, stay consistent, and train the right way. Even the greatest players, Stephen Curry, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, they all train with simple, repeatable drills. You'll never see them jumping over chairs or doing somersaults like you might see some trainers online tell you to do. Not meaning to call out anybody, but it's there. Like, watch online. There's full workouts from LeBron James, Kobe. Like, these guys have their workouts filmed. Peyton Pritchard. Watch their workouts and look at the drills they do. They are not uber complex. They're not doing crazy stunts. They're doing stuff that translates to the games. That's it. Now, if you want a workout program that actually works, check out my website. It's the second link in the description. You can get my workouts on there. If you do the workouts, you will improve fast. But if you don't do them, you won't. It's not magic. You got to do them. And on that same website, you can get the 365-day basketball training journal by me in order to track your progress, because what is measured improves. And you can also get the training journal on Amazon if you prefer that. I'll put that link in the description too. Lesson number 3. Limit your decisions. A very common problem for basketball players is overthinking. Now, the way to fix this problem is to not allow your brain the opportunity to process more decisions than it needs to. Now that sounds like a lot of mumbo jumbo. What the heck am I talking about? Well, I'll give you an analogy. Let's say you were about to have a movie night, and somebody said, "Alright bro, we can either watch The Matrix or we can watch Rocky." If you were on Netflix instead, you have hundreds of movies to choose from. So it's probably going to take you a longer time to choose, because you're looking at every option and saying, The Matrix is there, Rocky's there. Oh, but there's also this movie, that one. Oh, maybe we should watch a TV show. The more decisions you allow yourself to process, the harder it's going to be to make a decision. It's the same thing with basketball. Whenever you catch that ball, you have a million decisions you can make. Every time you catch the basketball, just give yourself 2 decisions. Either you make a move or you shoot. Like, keep it that simple. I'm serious. The better you get at decision making, the more decisions you can add every single play. And that's going to be subconscious at that point. Let me put it to you this way. I would rather you take a pull-up jump shot because you immediately thought of that decision, compared to hesitating and then putting the ball on the floor, doing a between the legs dribble, and then getting the ball stripped. Number 4. This is tied into the last lesson a little bit. Stop worrying about efficiency. When I was younger, I always worried about taking the right shot. But then I started taking every opportunity, and I started to play better as a result. Stop worrying about efficiency. Just play the game. The less worries you have, the better. And trust me when I tell you, if you are too focused on taking the right shot, taking the best shot, you will stop yourself from taking other opportunities. Instead of taking the pretty good shot, you wait out for the great shot. But the problem is, that great shot may never present itself. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith and Jaden Smith. And there's this one scene where Jaden Smith was telling his dad a joke. And the joke goes something like this. A man is drowning in the ocean, and a boat comes by to save him. But the man refuses to get on the boat, and he says, "No, God will save me." So the boat leaves, and a couple minutes later, another boat arrives. And the man once again says, "No, God will save me." And the boat left, and the man drowned in the ocean. When the man was in heaven, he asked God, "Lord, why didn't you save me?" And God replied,
"I sent you 2 big boats here, dummy."
All of this to say, you're looking for a perfect opportunity that doesn't even exist. All the while, the real opportunity is right in front of you. Take it! Lesson number 5. Watch and study your own film. In my freshman year of high school, I wasn't sure why I was struggling in games. But once I began watching and studying my own film, I learned what I needed to fix. Think about improving at the game of basketball like being in a doctor's office. You are looking at a patient, which is you, and you're trying to figure out what's the problem here. You have to create a diagnosis. And the only way to do that is to study the patient. That's what watching your film is like. You must study yourself in order to find out what the problems are. And the cool thing is, the diagnosis is half the cure. Now you just have to rep it out in practice in order to fix the mistakes. Number 6, the stronger the foundation, the higher the peak. I was not athletically gifted like most of my opponents. But since I focused on the fundamentals of basketball while they relied on their sheer athleticism, I had more success than a lot of them. A great analogy for this is a pyramid. So let's picture a pyramid. We have weak fundamentals on the left. Fundamentals. Right? Our base is not very wide, which means our peak can't get very tall. Now, that area above the base is our potential. It's hard to see the green, but there we go. All of this is our possible potential. If we have a strong base and we really focus on having a wide base of fundamentals, look at what happens. Since our base is wider, our peak is so much taller, right? See the gap here, right? This gap from here to here. That's a huge difference. And it all comes down to how strong the fundamentals are. And here's our potential. All of this we can tap into. Lesson number 7. Do it for you. Over the years of playing basketball and coaching players now, I've noticed a pattern. A lot of basketball players play the game to, quote, prove them wrong. But here's the thing. The initial motivation in my basketball journey was also to prove people wrong. But once I started to get my success, I felt empty. Because I realized I was doing it all for my haters. And I didn't want to live my life for my haters. I want to live it the way I want to live it. Number 8. You are only delusional until you achieve it. You want to hear something interesting? For years, People called me crazy for believing I could achieve what I set out to do. But once I achieved what I set out to do, those same people said to me, "Oh, Mark, I always knew you could do it, man. You've always had that grit, that tenacity. It was awesome. I could see it from the start." Until you have the success, most people won't believe in you. It's interesting. The people that already have the success don't need the approval. They actually need it less than the people that don't have it. You know, the people that aren't successful yet would love to have some motivation, would love to hear other people believing in them. But that's not something that usually happens. Don't look for the approval of others. Only yourself. And you are successful the day you declare that you are successful. You may not be satisfied, and you may not be finished yet, but you can still look at yourself in the mirror and be proud of yourself for the work you're putting in, regardless of the outcome. And this has happened not just in my basketball journey, but also in my journey as a YouTuber. In basketball, I was always doubted. "Oh, you're short, you're white, you're unathletic, you won't go very far." I heard it all. Now on YouTube, dude, you know how hard it is to grow on YouTube? Bro, you're not that guy, you're not him, you're corny, you're cringe. I've heard it all. But now here we are. In 3 years, I'm at 24, almost 25,000 subscribers. I love y'all, thank you for that. But none of this would have happened if I wasn't a little bit delusional. From the very beginning, I always knew, alright, what I set out to do, I'm going to achieve. I'm going to set my mind to it, and I will follow through. And that's what I've been doing. And you can do the same thing. It's not some kind of skill gap, it's just having that thought in your mind and sticking to it. Be a man of your word. And by the way, you have to get used to not being good at something for a long period of time. It can be embarrassing, and it can be very frustrating, but if you're willing to stick it out, you will be successful. Lesson number 9. Be a student of the game. In my junior year of high school, I developed an ego. I had 410 points in one season, I was the MVP of my team, I made first team all conference, and I started to get respect from everybody at my school, and it felt great. However, I slowed my own growth. But once I humbled myself to the truth that I didn't know everything about basketball, I learned so much. Never stop being a student of the game, no matter how successful you become. There's that old quote, "The more you learn, the more you realize, the less you know." The game is deeper than you think. Trust me. Lesson number 10. Visualize the game. In the summer of my sophomore year of high school, I felt like the game was moving too fast. I was overthinking, and I made terrible decisions on the court. So I began to visualize games before I played. And funnily enough, the game slowed down as a result. I want you to imagine the plays that happen in games. A one-on-one fast break, a high pick and roll. Imagine those things and immerse yourself into the situation. And the more you immerse yourself in these visualizations, the more it will translate to your games. It is scientifically proven that your body can't tell the difference between your visualizations and your actual games. So, pro tip, make sure your visualizations are positive. So right now, you can pause the video and just imagine yourself playing a basketball game. Just for 1 to 2 minutes, that's it. Hear the crowd, smell the smell of the gym, see the gaps. Be specific. Alright, go. Alright, I hope you did that. And if you didn't, you're a bum. Alright, but we all did this when we were kids. We always visualized winning Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a buzzer beater. Game winner. Well, maybe not always, because maybe we missed, and then 5 seconds were magically added to the shot clock, and we had another chance to score, but that's besides the point. Get back to that childlike exploration of the game of basketball. Visualize the game. Number 11. Have fun. In my junior year of high school, I overpressed. But once I let myself have fun, I started to play my best basketball. Just have fun, man. Like, stop worrying so much. Enjoy the game. Seriously. You will never regret having fun, bro. Keep that in mind. Number 12. Focus on growth. One morning, I was working out with my trainer. This was maybe my sophomore year of high school, junior year of high school. I was working out with my trainer, and let's just say I was showing visible and audible frustration that I kept making the same mistake on a move we were working on in practice. And my coach noticed this frustration, and he decided to stop me. He said, "Yo, Mark, hold on. Relax. Every mistake that you make is pushing the needle forward." So, after I heard that, I stopped seeing mistakes as a negative. Your focus should be on growth, not perfection. Now, all of the lessons I just shared with you are absolutely game-changing. But if you don't take the lessons that I learned after scoring 410 points in one season, you're missing a big opportunity for growth as a player. So click this video to jump on that opportunity. But as always, keep God first. Stay blessed, bro. Love y'all, boys.